Today is January 10th. It's 8 o'clock. My trusty servant, Mr. Bo, ready to go to work. Days are getting longer. It's not quite pitch black out. You can see. So I just thought I'd do a video showing chores for this year and how we're trying to get through without having enough feed coming in. No. Stinks like diesel in here. I was changing fuel filters on this thing. So in order to stretch feed out, I bought a lot of straw and I bought some pellets. And I was going to buy a hopper bottom bin and electric auger and do this in a civilized way. But just to buy a small bin, those Meridian bins or even the galvanized ones if you can find them, are $10,000. Just about fell over. And that doesn't have an auger or footing or cement pad or whatever you need to do underneath it. So we have a old granary with a rotten floor and a 5-gallon bucket. And an old guy with an achy back. So it's 8 pails of, those are 20% pellets, so they're the good pellet, 20% protein. 8 pails to the heifers and 18 to the cows. We just lay it down in about 10 spots like that. They come charging down like idiots. Dump it on their heads. Because I don't feed grain normally, I have no equipment to do so. The only sort of easy method I have is that creep feeder for the calves. I take the panels off and use it as a self feeder, so the steers are still getting pellets. They're separated from the heifers now, and find some clean ground here. But everyone else I have to do the old-fashioned way. This works all right. I mean, it's a little awkward, but didn't put enough out. I should be empty by now. So I Managed to buy some hay this week. Got 102 bales stacked there on the right. I don't know what hay's going for in your area, but I'm seeing prices that are like, you know, $250 a bale, but sort of seeing prices which are all insane, between 15 cents a pound to 10 cents a pound. I haven't seen anything below 10 cents, so I got these at 10 cents a pound. It's nice, no rain hay. They're dry, they're heavy. The guy that had them, there's a sawmill little operation beside him where you can use the scale, so we got them weighed, and so it's pretty. Looks to me like the elk. Oh my goodness, yeah. The elk have found them. That didn't take long. So the elk are eating bloody things. Look at, they're in between them. Oh wow. So I had to circle my hay that I made over in that yard. I had to fence it off with straw because they were eating that hay. And I don't know why I thought they wouldn't eat this. Well, actually, I figured they would. It only took 2 days. So now I got to haul straw, find more straw. I got straw at a neighbor's here 3 miles down the road I was going to haul today. So I was going to put it over there, but now I guess I bring it in here, and I got to fence off these bales from the elk. They're just destroying it this year. Just what you need. 10 cents a pound, I'm feeding it to elk. Wow. So it's the next day. I quit filming yesterday after I saw the deer and elk in my hay because I was pissed off at them. And I hauled 9 loads of straw yesterday. So I've pretty much got those 100 bales that I bought fenced off with straw to try and keep them out. So I still have to cover one more side, but this is the cow feeding section. They're getting pellets. I don't think I talked about this yesterday. I can't remember, but and generally speaking, 2 bales of straw, barley straw. This is hard to do with one hand. In feeders. These are some new feeders I bought. The kids were feeding for me. They demonstrated what the round bale feeder situation looked like here. I didn't buy a hopper bin, but I bought some new feeders. And I didn't buy any brand names. I bought from independent welders that kind of putting stuff together with pipe that, at least if it does break, you can weld it. So the cows have 8 pellets. And then what I do is I bring the bottom of the bale feeder, the bottom feed from the bale feeders that the calves are on. Calves never cleaned it up. So there's several hundred pounds of hay in the bottom of those feeders, so I just move the feeder and grab what's there, or what they've left with the grapple fork, and bring it out and drop it in blobs for the cows. These are the heifer calves. I bought new feeders for them too, for calves. These are a little smaller diameter, so they can reach. They'll still crawl in, but I've seen maybe 2 or 3 versus those other feeders every day. Somebody's sitting in the middle of it, crapping and peeing on it. So that's good for that. They're really only good for calves. You wouldn't want to use them for cows, because being the smaller circumference, well then of course there's a little more waste coming out, spilling out, especially with green feeds. Green feed's terrible for round bale feeders, but it looks like I'm bedding them with green feed here, but as you'll see, I I don't leave any behind. I pick that all up, but it's still all over the place in here. I guess that way I don't have to bed them. They can lay down anywhere on a carpet of green feed. So there's, you know, that's not going to last them another day, but it's obviously more than they need it for one day. So it seems to work fairly well just to take this stuff out to the cows and let them clean it up. These feeders are heavy as well, so I think they'll last. What am I pointing at here? Let go. They'll last a lot longer than the other manufacturers. Steers are over there with the self feeder and two round bale feeders in for them. I got way more steers than heifers this year, so that's good. And I have to kind of scrape off the outer crust here, or these calves just won't get into it. Should probably do this out beside the cows, or out with the cows as well, but that would mean a lot of trips back and forth. A little bit on the ground, the calves will go in and peck away at it. Oh man. I really can't do this. I should stick this thing on my head or something. There, not. That's you want the crust, but you don't want any more. So. Sorry for all the jerky motion. Got one, that little skinny bugger over there is a steer, well, a bull actually. I never castrated him. That guy chewing his cud, looking like he's half dead. He went lame on grass. He looks, well, he looks terrible, but he looks better than he used to. That's an improvement, believe it or not. Before he would just sort of get up on his hind legs, but rest on his knees, on his front legs. It looked like he was praying for a miracle recovery. I don't know what he did. It's nothing. There's nothing wrong with his feet. He did something to his spine, I think. And I was gonna put him down and just put him out of his misery, but he's kind of improved. So I don't know why he's so skinny. Like, you know, he doesn't have to travel to eat in here. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I doubt he'll turn into anything other than coyote food. He doesn't seem to be any pain. He's chewing his cud there. And I have him in here with the heifers just so he doesn't get beat up by the steers over there. And actually, just when I was sorting, he wouldn't come out of the pen, so he kind of got left with the heifers. Now the object here is to not kill somebody with your grapple fork. So don't get out of the way. So that's a fair, you know, it's a fair chunk of feed there. There's a little bit left. Any grain that would have fallen through, then they'll go back and pick away at it. If you leave this stuff in the pens, you think, you know, they all come around and start eating on it, and you think, oh, they'll clean it up, but no, they don't. They come back an hour later, and there's 3 of them lying on top of it, 3 feet. I'm just going to finish up my little elk and deer fence. coming out here at night with a shotgun and scaring the jeepers out of them. I do this as I was unloading, but thought for the sake of speed we'll just get them off and mess around with this later, as in today. I'll just push those from the end and tighten them up and it should work. Those are oat straw. Well, I think I got my elk deer straw fence completed. What about this little hole? Nope, they can't get in here. So hey, Mr. Bo, what are you doing out here? Why don't you come out here at night? Come out here at night and chase the elk. Hey? So hopefully the deer don't jump on top. Tight here. Seems to be it. There seems to be good. Went too high just to scare him there. Look, I got some dirt from the neighbor. Well, hopefully that does it. Take these two in for the bred heifers and we're done.